Government advisor, the growth rate of non-oil GDP during 2024 is unprecedented. It's great to see non-oil revenues skyrocketing. This will help support the value of the dinar. With the beginning of the new year, the US dollar enters a new phase in Iraq. Wow. This says it all. Yes, Iraq has now moved to normal ways of doing business with the outside world. Iraq had stayed on the currency auctions with the CBI supplying the dollars way too long, 20 years. This was never Dr. Shabibi's plan, but they were forced to due to the newer Obama plan of paying off the war reparations first than moving ahead with the currency reforms, which we have now witnessed aggressive movements in this direction since the beginning of 2023. Question: do you believe in the tiers getting paid first? I hate to break your heart, sweetheart, but there are no tiers. People created this illusion that if you belong to this tier you have to give up some of your dinar, you have to be part of their group, whatever it is you will be able to exchange first. That's beyond stupid as stupid can get. There are no tiers. There's no first level, second level, third level of our American population. Everybody's got dinars, everybody will be treated the same way. Why? Because they all fall under the international banking laws. There is no other ways. There is no other options. If they tell you, give me your dinars and you'll be part of the XYZ group, run. You're not allowed to do what they're doing. That's evil. According to articles, the numbers easily support a rate of $3.50 to $4 oil price. Global oil website: Trump will impose sanctions on Iraq. They say today the exchange rate is 1,320 dinar for every dollar. That is the true exchange rate. However, that will change to an international acceptable exchange rate when the central bank applies the new exchange rate to be on international forex markets. They're preparing for that to happen before our eyes with the new reinforcement mechanism. They have switched from the old dollar auction system. Iraq surpasses Saudi Arabia in oil exports to America. Quote, the U.S. Energy Information Administration announced on Saturday that Iraq surpassed Saudi Arabia in oil exports to the United States during the past week. The fact they are about to, or have, stopped the auctions means it has to be replaced with a new exchange rate to add value to your currency. If all of these things are true from Sudani, then another thing is true. EMO, the lower notes they're going to give you are now in position, ready, loaded to go, ready to be given to the Iraqi citizens. In Iraq it appears the final step in de-dollarization is happening. That is what I was told, although my one contact told me to not worry, and this is de-dollarization before the change. But the Central Bank of Iraq is claiming they sold 1 billion in 4 days. They keep saying auctions have stopped, but we are seeing evidence they are still moving foreign currency. We are not sure what is going on, but we are watching it. Things are quite confusing. Central bank work on the electronic platform has stopped. One of the things the central bank is stating they're going to do is end that old electronic transfer system that exclusively works with the dollar and transition to a different type of banking system where the local Iraqi banks can start doing their own sending of foreign currencies and no longer just the dollar, multiple different foreign currencies abroad. It's called direct banking, but to do that the US sanctions need to be lifted off of Iraq. That's why this whole time they've only been able to exclusively work with the US dollar. There's a difference between the dollar auctions and the reinforcement mechanism that they use today. Militiaman and crew have been quite clear that there's going to be a change. The dollar auctions are going to stop and there's something different. We have been spot on about the fact that the dollar auctions are going to go away, and they have. Television is doing 11-page document. We've seen it before, but they're re-showing it to us. It's instructions to all the new money exchange centers that have been opened up on what they can accept and how much to give on damaged notes being returned by citizens. It's like they are telling exchanges a lot of the 3-0 notes are about to be returned. Frank, that's exactly what they're doing. Like I told you, these banks would be very essential. Collecting the 30 notes is going to be massive. Question: where will the new rate show first? Marks: if it follows in Kuwait's footsteps, it will quietly be released. Maybe people will do some exchanging and then it will show publicly on Forex. But, in today's world and the speed of the internet, my guess is we will all see it at the same time. You guys will probably hear it first from folks like me and then we will be able to look at it. That's my opinion. Question: how many major banks are there participating in the exchange? I don't know that yet. But I believe that every major bank will be involved. Economic researcher Daya Abdul Karim said that the government measures regarding government and private banks and issuing decisions regarding exchange companies were not able to close the gap between the official and parallel exchange rate of the dollar. Abdul Karim told Al Maluma, the parallel exchange rate for the dollar is approximately 20,000 Iraqi dinars higher than the official rate, which is a big difference with the official selling price at the central bank outlets, and requires the government to intervene, and take more measures to eliminate this difference. He added, there is an urgent need to take measures to stop any dollar transactions domestically, including ending dollar transactions regarding the sale and purchase of cars in commercial exhibitions, as citizens resort to buying dollars from exchange outlets in order to go to official or private exhibitions to buy a car. He explained that the government can open a window and allocate it to sell dollars for the purpose of buying a car, or impose strict control and oblige official exhibitions not to deal in dollars, in order to limit foreign currency to foreign transfers, travel and imports, and the dollar is sold at official outlets only, in order to end the difference between the official and parallel price. The executive director of the Azar oil field development project in the city of Ilam, western Iran, Kivanya Ahmadi, announced on Sunday that the Economic Council has approved the development of the second phase of the field, through new oil contracts with an investment of more than $1 billion, expecting that this contract will enter into force before next March. By holding several specialized meetings with representatives of the Planning and Budget Organization and submitting an explanatory report with supporting documents related to the description of the technical work, and the financial estimate for implementing the project, and explaining the objectives of developing the Azar oil field, the Economic Council's approval was finally obtained to develop the second phase of this oil field in the form of new oil contracts with an expected investment of more than $1 billion, Ahmadi said, according to the official Iranian news agency IRNA.